Man, Halo's been so boring. It's been so boring. Ever since Thomas came in and lined those pockets, it's been tough out here. It's been real tough, you know. But we got some clips we're gonna look at today. I gotta commentate on a few things, so yeah, we'll take a look at that stuff. Let's just get right into the video. Enough of this.
All right. So Mozzie, I hope that kind of explains. If you want to have a cool time with me, come on by on Thursday. We may have the Switch right away. We may not have it all day. Who knows? Like I said, let's say worst case scenario, the Switch doesn't show up till really late. We'll still unbox it. We'll still test some accessories. We'll still hook it up. We'll still play some Mario Kart. But
wait a sec. Is it me or is this the worst thought out marathon ever? There's no thought put into this because he doesn't even know if the Switch is going to arrive. So it's a hyped up Mario Kart Switch 2 unboxing stream, but we don't even know if that's going to be the case. The main event may not even be there, but the main focus, the biggest hyped up thing may not even be a part of the event that we're hyping up. It's like Kendrick Lamar or Post Malone or something. You have a promoter promoting that they're going to be a big concert in Renton, Washington. Those two are going to be performing. They're the main headline. That's the whole reason people are buying their tickets. And they have the concert and everything, but everybody performs but them two. They're not even there. It was a whole scam to get people to show up, but they were the main event. That's like what's going on here. We don't even know if we're going to have the Switch for the whole marathon, but it's a Mario Kart Rainbow Road Run marathon. Couldn't even say that. It's stupid. This right here is like, hey, we may get it still. Yeah, I'm real hyped to be there, Phil.
obviously, if that's the case, there's no way I'm going to be getting to the Rainbow Road, right? We'll just enjoy it for as long as I can, and we'll play more of it the next day. Now, we do have Summer Game Fest the next day, but I'll play it before. Maybe I'll play it that night stream. You know, we'll still have a good time with it. Okay?
Okay.
There you go.
A lot less hyped up and exciting now. Not that it ever was to a normal functioning human, but like, you know what I mean. It, like, hey, you're going to hype up an event, at least put some effort and thought behind it and promote it well.
What are you jumping for? Their membership for 40 months. Thank you, Powsin. And they said, you know, the waiting game for the Switch 2 is horrible. Here's hoping that it'll show up soon. Thank you. You know, since sadly I didn't get in on the day one pre-orders, and we all know why, that's probably why I had zero chance of getting it early, right? Like some people said, oh, we already got ours. Well, yeah, but you guys had the day one pre-orders, the very first batch, which I very well should have had, except for we all know what happened. So what can you do, right?
Are we supposed to pity this guy that tried to order two? Like, you ordered two, bro. Come on. There's people that couldn't even get one, and you're over here trying to secure two. Like, come on. Nobody's gonna have pity for you. You tried to buy more than what was allowed, and two different cards in the sketchiest way, pretty much how a scalper would buy it, and, you know, nobody has any sympathy for you.
Nothing I can do about that. Just gotta roll with it. So, Zayas MD with $1 super chat. Thank you to Zayas for $1. Thanks for the support. Let's talk about blueprints. But first, I have to pee. Seriously, it just hit me really bad out of nowhere. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back, and then we'll talk about blueprints.
Didn't this show just start? Do like a fake fast forward thing or just like, and I move really fast? Oh, he's still gone. Oh, he's gonna use the toilet downstairs because the upstairs one's broken, right? There's a pretty long pee break.
Okay. So, folks, let's talk about blueprints.
In like 5-10 minutes.
So, 2 months ago.
No biggie.
I want to make big progress. At this point, FYI, the playthrough itself has reached 31 parts, but many of these parts are longer than an hour long. Someone did the math last week before the last stream and said that the playthrough was already at like 42 hours. So actually, as of now, we must be at 45 hours of this game. Okay.
Dude, the playthroughs can't be any more boring than this shit. Like, come on, bro. I can't even get through these podcasts anymore. I mean, not that I ever could in the first place, because, you know, it's DSP, but...
Okay. But yesterday was basically, how can I say, the day where I was like, I guess this is how it's going to be. All right. So on YouTube, we didn't even have 200 viewers. I think on YouTube we had like 140, 50 viewers. On Kick,
Well, how many viewers does he have right now? 189. That's not that much. You still don't even have 200 viewers. He just does this for the podcast. For the people that watch after the fact, he's got to make it like, he's got to ham it up like 300 to 400 people watch his podcast. Maybe a couple of years ago that was the case. Surprisingly, that number has dropped drastically, even for his general streams. So
we only had around 50, if not less than that. Okay. That was for the whole stream. I'm not saying, oh, that was like the beginning. That was the whole stream. Okay. Support, abysmal. Like $40, if that. I don't even think we hit $40. And the other problem with it is, like, sometimes you'll say, okay, sometimes streams are for a smaller audience. Like I said, we had 5 or 10 people who were paying attention. That was it. Everyone else was, oh, why is he still playing this? And it's like, well, guys, I invested so much time in this. You got to understand that, like, when you invest that much into something, you want to at least see it through.
So wait a second. This guy's got a silver YouTube play button in the back. He's been doing this shit for over 10 years. And he's sitting here complaining about how he's not getting support, and then fighting back with the people that aren't supporting him and being like, guys, come on, I want to finish the playthrough because I actually like this game. It's a 1 in a million games that I like. So why don't you just tune in and support it? It's crazy because even on this exact podcast, he admitted that he can't just play any game that he wants that he likes. He has to play games that appeals to his audience. So how does this argument make sense when you have to cater to your audience, yet you're mad because people don't want to continue to support a game that you play? Keep in mind, this is a guy that plays video games for a living, and people send him money to play video games that thousands of people are doing on Twitch and Kick and YouTube that you can go watch and don't ask for your money. But this is this guy's way of making a living, is you supporting his video game playing, and he's playing games that he doesn't even want to play. So what loop are we stuck in that we need to get out of DSP? Because the silver play button in the back just makes you look stupid if you don't even know what to do with your own business and where you're going with it.
True. Just on the merits of, hey, I spent so much time, I want to see how this thing ends, right? But it seems like the audience ain't with me. And I don't know what to do to get the audience back, because it's very possible that either people played it for themselves or they went and watched someone else play it as I was trying to juggle everything else that I was doing, right?
Well, gee, you don't know what the audience wants. That's pretty bad when this is your whole career. I say that lightly. But I don't understand how you can say this stuff and then literally yesterday say things like, well, I'm having a bit of a resurgence this year, and still keep on that gimmick that you're having a resurgence. Look, we get it that your goals have been up from $50 a day tips to $150 in any type of support. We understand that. On paper, I don't know, but in theory, it looks like you're making a lot more money now. I assume you are making more money, but the viewership has definitely declined since the whole Kino arc and the breaking up with them. Yeah, the support's there, but I don't track that stuff, nor do I really care about Phil's day-to-day finances. But it's obvious that money is a problem when you're sitting here and you're asking your audience these type of questions because you can't get support for the games that you're playing. I mean, I understand, like, it's one of those things where, yeah, I know DSP gets $1,600 and he moves the goalpost to try to get $1,800 or $1,850, whatever it was. I understand that. But at the same time, it's like there's something else going on there. Like, is it an addiction to something where he's not able to keep or save money? I mean, that's just kind of what it sounds like when people ask him on stream. He goes, no, I haven't had a chance to start saving money. I'm just paying off bills still, or something along those lines. Don't quote me on that. But it's always something. And he's never in like a good spot where he doesn't constantly have to ask you for money. I mean, when he did that stream where Thomas or whatever gave him $1,600 right at the beginning of the stream, yeah, he asked a couple times, but he wasn't begging all the time. And you could tell that he knew to come across a certain way that if he asked for money too much, it would just be a really bad look. And he's not always that socially aware, but in this situation, I think he sort of was, but it was still really scummy. He still did ask like, hey guys, can we get any more support? We might be able to hit another goal today. Like, that was kind of scummy. It's like, why don't you just appreciate what you're given when you're given like 16 times the amount of money that you typically make on a stream? Anyway, I just felt like ranting for a minute. Thanks for tuning in. I guess we can move on to something else.
As, hey, Phil, you would just do much better if you just played whatever you liked. Stop worrying about everything around you and just play whatever you like. And then, you know, the views and the engagement and the support will come. It's just not true. It's just not, you know? I have to try to find a way to entertain an audience, and sometimes it's viable and sometimes it's not. Blueprints was entertaining for the first couple of weeks, and then I think a lot of people saw what it was and dropped off. There is an audience for it, but they can't make every stream. It's funny because sometimes when I play Blueprints, we get bigger engagement and support because those certain people can make it. But then some streams they can't, and you can't blame them. That's not their fault. Not everyone can be at every.
You're right. It's your fault because you set up this business model as a variety content creator to do this. And you do this to yourself where you can't play a game that just came out for days at a time. Like sometimes you'll play it and then you don't play it till the following week. Like nobody wants to sit around and tune into that. Like when they're going to see somebody play it for 2 hours a week. Nobody, absolutely nobody cares about that. The only but I could say to that is if that streamer is really entertaining, that he kind of has people on edge to want to come back to the next episode. And it's like, ooh, I can't wait to see that next week. I mean, I'm sure they're out there. You just don't have the charisma, the focus, and the motivation to push yourself, to bring yourself to the new age of streaming, to keep up with these young bucks, and I hate to say that word, but to keep up with these streamers who are doing a lot more now than you, which is why all these audience and fans and all these people who watch streamers and go to YouTube and go to Kick and look for something to watch are flocking to these people and not DSP. And this is like the nicest I can put it. You know, I mean, he would probably classify me as a detractor. And I'm genuinely trying to give this guy advice to not be such a... Maybe I'm too nice.
Single stream for a game. I get that. It just doesn't have enough of an audience. Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me 1,000,000% of that game that I played years ago. That was a puzzle game. Does anyone remember what it was called?
I don't care about this. Let's move on.
And all this is on a base PS5. Of course it is.
Welcome to Valkyrie.
This was the most excruciating thing to watch Phil react to. Play some clips.
Guys, notice how responsive the world is.
He's not playing it, dude. Get the fuck. No, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're not playing it. We just saw that it zoomed out and did a tech demo. You can't control that with a PS5 controller. You're not really playing the game. The fucking camera is panning in front of her. How could you be walking seamlessly forward on the PS5 controller? Fuck you. Why are you such a disingenuous liar? It's like we're back to E3 of like 2000 when they used to do this shit all the time. Stop. Stop lying. You did this with Cyberpunk and it fucking bit you so hard in the ass. Why are you lying again? Just be real with the people and then they won't fucking be pissed at you when the game comes out and they've been overpromised and underdelivered for the millionth time. So you're not playing the game. We know you're not.
What happens around
Doesn't this just make you wish that they had just made this instead of Cyberpunk? Like that we had a whole like 10 years wasted because they had to make Cyberpunk 2077. It was just like a waste of time. Like this, just looking at this base value looks so much better. It's just a more interesting, engaging world. You don't know what monster series is going to face. You don't know what cool lore is going to be in this game. It's so much better. I don't want to play fucking Cyberpunk. What a waste of time that was. I just feel like we could have had this so much sooner if they had just stopped dicking around. Anyway.
On these fishmongers, they're selling.
Who said Cyberpunk was a bad game? It had a really rough launch. Everybody knows it. Probably one of the worst launches, I don't want to say of all time, but it was up there. It's pretty bad. But they redeemed themselves, and Cyberpunk turned into a great game. You know, Steam reviews are a pretty hostile place, and people will give their honest opinion there, and that's kind of the good thing about it. And that game has good reviews on Steam. People like Cyberpunk now. I mean, it's a good game, and I think it was worth coming out, and it's a completely different genre than Witcher, so it's not even really a comparable game. And it's one of those things where it's like Cyberpunk walked so Witcher 4 could run, right? Because they build these games off each other. Every time you release a game, you learn from it. You know, technology advances, you find out what works in games, and you can transfer those to other games. So, I mean, it definitely wasn't a useless thing. It's like saying you didn't like Dark Souls, and From Software should have just made Elden Ring, right? Like, I don't know, at least that's the way I take it.
Their wares, chatting up customers.
Learn and catch fishes. We'll find none fresher.
Chaos cloth and more.
Yeah, And all of this exists to make sure that the gap in quality between Siri and NPCs is as small as possible.
Yeah, and closing that gap, it's not just about fidelity, right? But also authenticity. They should react to changes in the world around them.
But the prisoner in Pillory isn't exciting enough for Valdrest. Let's grab everyone's attention with a circus.
See, here's the problem with what they're saying, though. Like, I understand what they're saying. Oh, look, there's going to look like there's real town interactions. I mean, I believe there will be. But the question is, how many will there be? Like 2? So the first time you come to the town, you'll see that guy haggling for fish. The second time, they'll be playing music. And then when you come back, the guy will be haggling for fish again. It's the same thing. They're not going to have 700 different things. How much work do you think they're going to put into the NPC of the town you're going to see twice during the whole game? You know? So I get it. I appreciate the attention to detail, but I don't think it's a big deal. I actually think that the way that they're...
I like how Phil puts this in the most simplest form, right? Oh, yeah, you might see a guy haggling for fish, and then you might see him juggling, and then you might see him haggling for fish again. And it's like, that's the most basic form of AI to Phil, as if, like, there aren't actual things. They showed the person that you bumped into drop all the apples and stuff like that. Like, there's so many other interactions and stuff that they're talking about. Instantly, Phil's gonna hate it, and then break it down to the most basic example of something and say it's either black or white, you know? Like, let them show their game off, dude. Like, somebody put a lot of work into this to have these mechanics, to have these people live their day-to-day life and react realistically to the environment. Maybe how you sprint past somebody, they might react a certain way if they're carrying something. Like, the attention to detail that people are putting into this, Phil just throws out the window. Like, he doesn't comprehend that this is probably a way that immerse somebody. This is going to pull you into the game and make you feel more part of the game. I mean, would you rather that, or would you rather somebody, I'm going to bring out a Phil example here and cut it down to its most basic form, either this or NPCs in Skyrim that just walk into the wall over and over as you walk past them? What's going to be more immersive to you? Anyway, that's all I got, y'all. It's been pretty boring with Phil, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully something exciting happens with him in the next few days. We'll keep an eye on him. But thanks for tuning in, y'all. Peace.